And welcome, Finger Lakes basketball fans, to the Upstate Hoops podcast on Finger Lakes 1 TV. It's Thursday, December 5th, 2013, and this is episode number 2 of Season 3. And we're coming at you live from the FingerLakes1.com studios in downtown Seneca Falls. I'm Jim Sinacropi, along with my co-host, a man who once scored 57 points in a sectional game while leading Mynderse Academy to a state championship in 1992, Matt Verkey.
What's going on, Jim?
Last night during the broadcast of that Dundee-Romulus game, Barnick mentioned the 57. He likes to do that.
He called that game.
No kidding.
It was at it was against Byron Burgeon at Bloomfield. I think we played.
Really? Huh?
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. But he's on the. I got the tape of it, and the radio's dubbed into it.
And it's Dave Barnick on the call. Wow, man, the sands of time. We got a great show tonight with all the Wayne Finger Lakes teams heading into the action this week. We'll take a look at action from all the leagues. Verk and I both got to see Clyde beat Mynderse on Saturday night, and we got a great look at Les Miller's Dundee Scots last night in Romulus. We've got perhaps the most formidable front court in the Wayne County League in studio with us tonight with Kam Disanto Joemaine Bogan of Clyde-Savannah, who are here to talk about the start of their season and some of the goals for the season. The Upstate Hoops podcast is brought to you by Generations Bank. Generations of service for over 140 years. Visit them online at mygenbank.com and check out their new mobile banking app in the iPhone or Android stores. And also by Red's Place, serving great lunches daily in downtown Seneca Falls. Come down and watch all the big games on one of their 10 flat screens. And check them out online at men'shalloffame.com. And Seneca Meadows Landfill, responsible waste management for the next generation. See how they do it by watching their videos at senecameadows.com. Well, Verk, Saturday night we kicked off our 14-game coverage in Clyde, New York. It was Clyde versus Mynderse. It was a rematch of last year's state qualifier game in Waterloo. And in fact, the interesting thing about it was Clyde's last game of last season was Mynderse. The first game of this season was Mynderse, so they played them back-to-back, but several months apart, and Clyde looked really good.
Yeah, it was a great game, and Clyde was able to. I thought for a couple times there, Clyde was going to pull away, and Mynderse hung around. First game of the year, I don't think it was the most cleanly played game for either team, but these guys played great, and they were able to pull out the win.
And we were talking about not knowing what to expect from Mynderse. They lose their senior backcourt, new coach, a lot of changes. Connor Miller, they miss him in the middle, so Luke Ruddy kind of out in an island. So, but they hung tough, and a couple freshmen played really well. So, things should bode well for Mynderse this year. But let's talk to a couple guys who actually played in that game. I'd like to welcome to the show Kam Disanto, senior at Clyde-Savannah, and Joemaine Bogan, his front court mate, also a senior. How's it going, fellas?
Pretty good.
Thanks for coming in tonight. Kam, this is your third time. I think that sets a record, or maybe that ties Brandon Pasalacqua. I think Pasalacqua was in here 3 times, so you might break that record before it's all said and done. We can have you back here again. So. Congratulations on the great start to the season. Beat Mynderse. What was the score of that game, Verk?
57-63, Clyde won.
And then last night rolled over Williamson 85-47 in a game that Kam had 33 points and 16 rebounds, so that had to be fun.
Yeah, I just went into the game feeling confident and just made what best out of the opportunities that I got. Now,
were you scoring from inside and outside? You hit some threes?
I hit 1 3.
1 3?
The rest were mostly in the paint.
Now, Joemaine, you can step out and shoot the 3 too.
Yes.
Against Mynderse, I saw you hit a corner 3, and then maybe you got a little excited, tried another one. Is Coach like you guys shooting the 3, or does he tell you forget about that, get inside, use your size, use your athleticism?
Well, if we shoot the 3, basically he's just okay with it if we make it, and then if we miss it, he'll be like, "What did I tell you? Get inside."
Yeah, so you shoot at your own risk, right?
Yeah. So when you guys shoot, he's like, "Bat shot," and then he goes and he's like, "All right."
Yeah.
Now, Verk played with Tim Jackson, right?
Yeah, and just some men's league and stuff like that. But going back several years ago, Tim was a good athlete in his own right, and I think you guys are. We talked a little bit after the game, but you see, what do you think differences between this year's team and last year's team? Any major differences? You think you got better chemistry this year going, or?
Yeah, because this is the team that we played mostly with during travel and modified and all that. And we have a lot more athleticism than we did last year. Last year we had a lot of spot-up shooters. This year we can really get out and run and just tire people out. Well,
is it how do you say Fennell? Is it Fennell?
Faniel.
Okay. I mean, the two brothers, those guys are tremendous athletes, obviously. Is it Joel?
Jared and
Gerard.
Joe. Gerard and Joe.
And, super athletes obviously start on the football team. And, you're right. I think they do. And I was really impressed the way he was able to stop and hit some pull-up jumpers the other night. I thought he played against Mynderse. He played really under control. And, if he plays like that, it just makes you guys that much tougher.
That's the thing. We were pretty high on Clyde. We do power rankings on this show, and we had Clyde as our preseason 1 in the Wayne Finger Lakes Leagues. Not for nothing. It's just power rankings. But we saw Faniel hit those pull-up jumpers against Mynderse, and it was like that. It's a whole dimension to the team, because now they can't. There's too many guys that they have to defensive teams have to pay attention to.
Yeah, and I know when is it Turner?
Yeah.
And I thought he played great.
Surprise.
He's not offensively. He's not gifted offensively, but I mean he stays down there and rebounds, lets you guys run around a little bit, and a great athlete in his own right.
Yeah, he's the Dennis Rodman of our team.
Now, where did he come from? Is he a junior?
Yeah.
So he played JVs last year. Did you know he'd have this kind of impact?
Yeah, we knew he was going to be aggressive, and we were having a practice in the summer, and he was just going crazy. He gave me 5 stitches in my head going for a rebound.
Well, in your first 2 games, Joemaine had 26 against Mynderse. You had 33 last night against Williamson. How does it? Did you see who's got the hot hand, or do they defend you guys a little different? Who's good? How do you know who's going to have the big night?
We really just base it on who starts out the best. Whoever's having the better game, we just try to feed them the ball and then just go from there.
Well, Verk, I got a highlight reel from Saturday night. Let's check out these guys in action.
Cool.
Mynderse going with the man-to-man and elevating and nailing the jumper right there is Joey Fidel. Leads to a run-out. Bogan the other way. Count it, and he'll go to the line.
Good finish by Bogan, an ill-advised foul. Let him go up at that point if you're the young freshman and finish and not give him the end one.
Look across the Wayne Finger Lakes area. I can't see a team being more difficult to match up with in the front court than this Clyde-Savannah team, right?
They're going to see a lot of 2-3 zone this year, Brendan.
And there's an offensive rebound and putback from Disanto as Turner missed the free throw. And the block shot and loose ball picked up by Clyde. They're running again. Joe Fidel finishes off the pass.
Sorry about that. We got cut off short, I guess. We unfortunately missed Joemaine's dunk. And play-by-play there by Brendan Harrington. He wasn't too excited with Joemaine's dunk.
No, he didn't get too excited.
Did you feel like that was a clean flush, or
it could have been harder?
Maybe 2 hands. We're gonna see a 2-hander this year from either one of you guys.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
Tell you what, we saw a kid last night in Dundee, Justin Brace, who had 2 dunks in Romulus in the same game, and I don't know if we could maybe do a top 5 dunkers in the Wayne Finger Lakes.
I think these guys get up a little bit higher than he does, but
yeah, so far they've just been 1-handers on the breakaway, but we'll see a couple 2-handers that might get you up on the list. So, that was obviously a great win against Mynderse. How did it feel? Was there a revenge factor there?
Yeah, it felt like we accomplished a goal. We sent a message saying that we really wanted payback on them. I mean, we definitely shouldn't have had our season cut short last year. We really just worked and worked and worked all summer and just wanted redemption.
So now, going into the game, obviously Coach Jackson had some type of plan for Luke Ruddy. How did he tell you guys to defend Ruddy inside? Did he put Joemaine on him?
I was supposed to guard him at first, but after a while things just got crazy. Whoever was closest to him would just pick him up. And we really wanted to front him and then get him. Then if they got it over the top, have the backside help with them.
And that's one of the advantages you have when you got 2 guys. Like
Yeah, Luke's going to draw a lot of attention this year, and he has every year, and Mynderse is they're gonna have to get somebody to knock down some outside shots to kind of loosen things up there in the middle for him. Obviously, Luke's a talented player, especially when he can get the ball down on that block. He's got a lot of good post moves, and he's gonna have a strong year.
Now, upcoming for you guys, you're in Wayne County League action with Williamson, and now you got to face ER, and then I think it is on on Saturday, and then on Tuesday you come back with Lions at Lions. So you're hosting ER, and then you play at Lions. Those are two teams along with you are the predicted, be atop the Wayne Finger League. So right off the Wayne League. So right off the bat, you guys are playing at the top of your league. What do you think of either one of those teams, East Rochester and Lions, this year?
They're both good teams, but we just want to send a message saying that we're number one and we want it.
So, Joemaine, no Trey Johnson at Lions this year. They have any other big guys that you got to worry about? DJ Long, maybe? I mean, he's more of a small forward, but
they say that DJ is supposed to be in the paint with us.
Oh, really?
Pushing around. And TJ, I'm pretty sure, I don't know who their other big men are. But
yeah,
like
TJ,
you said, we got
Smith,
too many big men.
Yeah, that's the thing. These guys got two. So whether you're playing a Chris Dean, teams, not many teams have two guys like these guys work.
I'd be interested in that matchup to see, Hunter and Fennell match up with each other. Two great athletes, and Hunter went for 34 last night. He got to the line 17 times, so he's obviously somebody who these guys are gonna have to. I would imagine he's the guy you're going to focus on going into that game.
Yeah, do you guys know the guys from Lions pretty well, being so close? Guys like Damon Hunter, DJ Long, you play together in the off season, or
yeah.
Anybody in particular? You guys good friends? You hang out at all, or
Here and there, yeah.
Huh, that's pretty cool. Now, last year they beat you in your home gym to share the Wayne County League championship. Is there any focus this year on trying to get that outright championship?
Yeah, that's our main focus for our regular league. Is we don't want to share it this year. We want it for ourselves.
Absolutely. Now, Joemaine, after the Mynderse game, you told Brendan Harrington in the post game that your ultimate goal was a state title. And you guys talk about that? Is it looking ahead too far?
No, we don't talk about it. We know that we have the potential to get it, but we just take it game by game and see where it's going to take us. But
Sure.
That's what we'd like to get at the end of the season.
Now, this guy played on a state championship team in 1992, and as the season went on, it became clear that you guys were going to contend for a state title. You got any advice for these guys?
Yeah, like you said, just take it game by game, and for me that year was kind of our main goal was to win sectionals that year. I'd come off 2 losses in the finals my sophomore and junior year, and I didn't want to leave Mynderse without that sectional title.
Right.
And we hadn't won one since 1976. So once we got that, and we kind of cruised, right down the Glens Falls pretty much with most. But if you guys take it game by game, you guys you got the team, you got the talent, and it's a special thing to get that if you get to play down at the Glens Falls Civic Center. Just like the Blue Cross Arena, it's a lot of fun and a lot of excitement, and it's a lot of hard work, and you gotta get a little bit lucky probably, but that'd be nice if you could get there.
Now, how much fun is it to play at the Blue Cross and win a sectional title? You guys won a sectional title last year. C3 was it last year? Now you're C2 with Lions, which is kind of interesting. It's great playing at the big house.
Yeah, last year when we won that game, there was no better feeling knowing that we worked all year for it, and when it finally happened, it was just a big celebration.
Yep.
It's kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah.
I mean, you won by like 50, didn't you?
44.
Yeah. If you're going to win, you might as well make it easy, right?
That was over early. I remember I walked in, I looked up at the score, it was like the third quarter, and it was like a 40-point game. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, well, me and our producer were up in the third level for that one. So who's your favorite players, like college basketball, NBA, or other sports? You guys got any players you look up to? Any professional athletes or players at the next level?
Yeah, I like LeBron.
Yeah, why not?
I like the dunks.
Yeah.
All right, who's your favorite college basketball team?
Right now, probably Kansas, the Andrew Wiggins.
Kansas.
Yeah, they lost. Syracuse hasn't lost yet. I don't
Yeah.
know if you
How
know.
about you? You follow college basketball much?
Yeah, I'd go with Syracuse.
There you
Yeah,
go.
nice,
Right down the
Joemaine.
road.
All right. You're going to be our player of the week then next year. Yeah, right down the road. That's a key thing. Plus, Jim Boeheim from Lions. You know? I mean, think about that. Guy's the king of college basketball right now.
Well, he might be a Kansas. Terry Brown from Clyde played at Kansas, you know.
Oh,
so
that's
maybe,
true.
Yeah.
You ever hear, who Terry Brown is, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So, you know, he played a national championship game.
Yep. He probably had the most success of anybody, from the Wayne Finger Lakes at the next level playing in a Final Four in a national championship. You know, think about guys from Section 5 like John Wallace, but Wayne Finger Lakes.
From this area,
Yeah.
I couldn't think of anybody who had that feat.
So real quick, before we kind of take a break here and hear from our sponsor, who's some of the tougher players you guys are going to face this year in your league, or even out of league, on your schedule? Who are you looking at that's a big challenge for you individually?
Well, Luke is always a threat because he can shoot the three and he can drive and post. And but for our league, probably Damian Hunter.
Yep.
Because
Now, you guys won't guard him, but you're going to have to deal with him.
yeah, he's just so quick.
He's going to be driving past, into the lane and probably challenging you guys.
Yeah.
How about you, Joemaine?
There's not really many big men in the league besides like Luke because there's two of us and we can just keep switching on them, wearing them out. They don't
Right.
know what to do. But like Cam said, probably Damian Hunter.
Yeah.
How about Christine? Is he pretty tough? How big's he from North Rose? We haven't had a chance to see him play yet.
Yeah, he's like 6'5", 6'6".
Is he that big?
Yeah.
Nice.
bigger
Pretty
than
bulky, right, too? Big guy.
Yeah.
And he can take his game outside, too.
Yeah, I feel like when he plays against us, though, he stays in the perimeter too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, don't give him any tips. I hear he's a listener of the show. How about you guys are seniors, and it's been great watching your games develop over the past 2-3 years. What's next? What do you guys want to do after high school?
I want to play basketball in college, but I'm not really decided on where I want to go yet.
Do you got some options or anything narrowed down?
I'm just keeping my options open right now and see who contacts me and just go to the best school I think is best for me.
Send Boeheim a note. Tell him that you're from Clyde. How about you, Joemaine? What's up for you after high school?
Well, I was looking to go to college to play either sport,
Football
or basketball.
But nothing in mind that you're thinking, this is where I want to go, or this is where I'm going to go to one of these 3 schools, or...
I have 3 that are in the area that I'm looking at right now. The University of Rochester.
Yep, that's where Passalaqua goes.
Yeah.
Brandon.
Morrisville State.
Mm-hmm.
And Hobart. They contacted me the other day. And
No kidding.
they wanted me to go to one of their camps to play basketball over the summer, but we had a football game.
Oh, yeah, because you guys played you played early. It was an early game?
Yeah, we played Red Jacket on a Saturday, and that's when their camp was.
Huh.
Did you think about football at all in college, Cam?
Yeah, I want to play. I'd play either sport.
Yeah, either one.
I'd much rather go for basketball,
Yeah.
though.
Well, hey, guys, thanks for coming in. And you're going to hang out for the rest of the show. We're going to talk about some of the action around the leagues. We're going to give our players of the week. We're going to give our power rankings right after we hear from our sponsors.
We hold on to the things that really matter. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Hi, I'm Jody Torrio. If you're like me, you've got stuff lying around the house that you want to recycle. You're just not sure how. Like broken toasters, vacuum cleaners, microwaves. At Seneca Meadows, we have a drop-off for those. Bring in anything with a cord and we'll make sure it gets recycled through our partnership with 2TRG. It's that easy.
And welcome back to the Upstate Hoops podcast on FingerLakes1.tv. Kam Disanto Joemaine Bogan from Clyde-Savannah in studio with Verk and I. A lot of action. We're underway. It's exciting. I love when these results start coming in. It gets excited again. Start seeing some familiar names and some new names.
Yeah, it seems like the scores are being posted later this year. Like to the Section 5 website. You got to stay up pretty late to get them. But
luckily, I'm a night owl.
Yeah.
Well, let's start at the Wayne County League. A little crossover this week. East Rochester rolls over Honeoye 76-56, and the Honeoye, they lost Ben Cratsley, the disappointing end of last year. Looks like
it's going to be they're traditionally pretty strong. I think this year would be classified as a rebuilding year.
And then Marion back in action. They win a basketball game after not having a program last year, 62-35. What do you guys know about Marion? You know any kids that play at Marion?
The only kids that I know are already gone.
Yeah, that's a new.
They're coached by a Clyde guy.
Yeah, I know the coach. He's very, very good.
Yeah, Jeff Molzani.
Yeah.
He was a great player back in the day.
Yeah, Red Creek stepped out of the section to play Cato Meridian out of Section 3 and won 65-50. Jacob Slobe, 19 points and 9 rebounds. Gananda defeated Sodas 58-45. And then we mentioned Lions earlier, beat an ER last night, 79-66, a 13-point win. Damon Hunter, 34 points. DJ Long, 20 points. Josh Duchesne, 17 points. I talked to Zach Young about Josh, and he says he's a gunner.
Oh yeah,
he says he might. He says he might shoot 23s a game.
Nice.
And obviously, and Hunter, 17 of those points from the free throw line, so he's obviously penetrating, getting fouled, and he emerged last year. Against Clyde, he had a big game in Clyde-Savannah and then big games in sectionals. So exciting to see him back, and you guys are going to see him up close and personal in a week from tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Marion. It faced North Rose. North Rose 66, Marion 22. Christine with 16 points in that one. Jake Stevenson with 12. And then the Finger Lakes West, Verk. Last night we got a look at one of the best teams in the Finger Lakes West, and I was really impressed with Dundee. Now, granted, they played Romulus, a team that we felt Dundee was going to win easily, but what I didn't realize until seeing them in person is what a balanced, athletic, and big team Dundee is.
Yeah, especially playing in the West, they're 6'4", 6'4", 6'4" up front and have some nice guards. Even their guards are pretty big, actually, and they played under control. I thought they were really well coached. Like you said, it's kind of tough to get a good judgment because they're having their way all night long. But I was impressed with Dundee, and I think I would have to think they're the favorite to win the West, and maybe a favorite in that C3 bracket this year.
And so C3, there's
I'm sure they're glad to see these guys move up to C2.
Yeah, actually, and still a chance that these teams could face each other down the road in the same way that Clyde faced Mynderse and Lions last year on the road to the state. So I was really impressed with Dundee. I previously thought Bloomfield might take the West, but after getting that look at Dundee, I just can't see a better team out there in the West than Les Miller's squad this year. It was Jared Butler with 16, Cole Hartman with 14, and Justin Brace with a couple of jams, as Dave Barnett called them. HAC defeated Webster Christian this week, 61-51. Marcus Whitman, moving from the east to the west, 109-56 over Honeoye. 109? You guys ever score 109 points? I think you did have last year. Didn't you have like
115
point games? What's it like? I mean, you're only playing 32-minute games.
Fast.
I mean,
not a lot of defense apparently.
Yeah.
A lot of run and gun.
Yeah, you have to get that many points in. And it was Luke Shively with 28 points, Ren Grover with 21, and Lucas Tomian with 19 as Marcus Whitman goes to 1-0 out west. And I don't know, that kind of jumped out at me.
Yeah, I'm sure Whitman hasn't seen the century mark in a while playing in the East, and and that kind of just. I'm not sure how good Whitman is, but Honeoye's obviously down, like we talked about, to give up 109 points.
And Naples, the Big Green Machine, who won the league last year, they lost a couple of guys in their backcourt, but you know what? They had a strong outing against HAC, 64-44, and they also picked up a win over Romulus to open the season like back in mid-November.
Yeah, I reckon Isaiah Tilley. They got some guys back. They lost 3-4 guys off that team, but they're going to be all right.
Tilley with 16 points, 9 rebounds. Andrew Fleischman with 16 points, for Mick Salter's Big Green. And then Bloomfield took it to South Seneca 76-23. Alex Flattery with 10 points, Hayden Ward with 11, and Brian Doolin with 10 rebounds. And Cullen Morella with 11 points to lead South Seneca. Now, not many games in the East, Verk. One, though, Geneva's underway. Brian Miller's squad defeated Victor 58-45, and Akia Jackson had 23 points. We spent all our time so far in the first two episodes talking about Terrell Johnson and Junior Sims.
Yeah.
Akia Jackson pours in 23 points.
Yeah, and he's a kid. I think he came off the bench for him last year. You know, he brings a lot of energy, good athlete, and, you know, he fits into that front line pretty well with Sims and Johnson.
And then Jamin Mateo had 18 points, but it wasn't enough as Greece Odyssey defeats Waterloo 61-48. Actually, the Waterloo girls beat the Greece Odyssey girls, I think, in states last year, but are in sectionals last year, but not so much for the boys.
Waterloo, you know, they're improving. Last year they had a lot of freshmen, now they're sophomores. You know, I think they're probably a year away from really competing in that league in the Finger Lakes, but you know, hopefully they continue to get better as the year goes on.
All right, well, let's take a quick look for the first time this year at our Wayne Finger Lakes Players of the Week. And I'm giving my Player of the Week, Verk, to Damon Hunter Alliance, 34 points against ER. That was a game, you know, when we were in Romulus last night that I was interested in knowing what was happening there. I wanted to see what Lions was going to be like this year with Phineas Jocks and Riho for ER. And Damon Hunter scores 34, and they win pretty easy. So I give my Player of the Week to Damon Hunter.
Well, since they're both here, I'm going to split it with these guys. It might cost you an extra T-shirt or something. But,
well, they had if you combine their numbers so far this year, they're huge.
Yeah, and they're you know, Joemaine scored a little bit more in the Mynderse game, and Kam came back with a big game the other night. So you know, both deserving, and they had 2 games this week, which you know.
Helps pad the stats,
Sure.
especially when you're scoring 33 and 26 and pulling down double-digit rebounds. So, hey, congratulations, guys. You're Verk's Upstate Hoops Player of the Week, and also in Wayne County, Damon Hunter, congratulations. Players of the Week on the Upstate Hoops podcast. Quickly, let's move ahead to our power rankings, Verk. It's always hard to do this early in the season, and I did something this week that I really had a tough time doing. I dropped Mynderse out, and I said, how can I do that? They played at Lions after losing their starting backcourt, or at Clyde after losing their starting backcourt. They only lose by 6 points, and a lot of positive signs. But they're playing some freshmen, a lot of minutes. Luke Ruddy's.
Yeah, but they lost to a powerhouse over here, you know.
But by only 6, yeah. So I say it's tough to gauge how they're doing. But I moved Lions in at number 5. I really like DJ Long a lot. I like Damon Hunter, and Scott, and then Zach told me about this kid that's going to shoot 23s. Yeah, I got Lions in there. I was really impressed with that win over ER, and then I got Dundee at 4. I was really impressed with what I saw with them. The balance and the size, and some depth there coming off the bench for Les Miller. Yeah. I got them 4. I got Newark 3. Haven't seen them play yet.
I don't think have they played?
No,
I don't think they have. Right?
No, Newark 3, Geneva 2, Clyde 1, and you know, I think Clyde's will be there on my list until they lose, if they lose. Yeah,
it's you know, I don't know. I have a tough time taking Mynderse out of there.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know. You know, I don't know.
You can pick them in there. You can have 1 if you want, even though they lost.
I'm kind of kind of torn on that one, but. Lot to be decided here at the end of December when Mynderse will play both Clyde and Lions again. So
I think Mynderse has a potential to get better
sure.
with every game with that young team.
I'm going to go Mynderse at 5, Lions 4, and then I got the same as you. Newark 3, Geneva 2, Clyde at 1.
Well, that's interesting because looking at the week ahead on Tuesday night, we're going to be in Newark, New York for Brian Miller's Panthers against Havrilla's Reds. 2 teams atop the Finger Lakes East. That game's going to be live on Finger Lakes 1 TV at 7:30, and it'll be Dave Barnick and Kevin Korzneski on the call. Verk, you'll be at home on the couch watching that one, I'm sure. Real excited about this one. 2 of the teams predicted to be at the top of the league, and we're getting an early season game that could determine who wins the Finger Lakes East. Who do you like in that game?
You know, it's tough to judge Newark. You know, they lost a couple kids from last year, but they brought a lot back. I'm interested to see him play. I just think I'll take Geneva up at Newark. I think we did that game last year, and Geneva beat them pretty good up in Newark.
Yeah, they did. But of course, Geneva with Sweeney and
sure.
Donahue.
Totally different. Geneva's a lot different this year. They return most of their front court, but the back court and leadership is what Coach Miller kind of talked about. And Newark brings in some great athletes, but we'll have to see where it is. But I like Geneva to win that one.
Yeah, you got Micah Wright, Rosser. Again, Newark's very balanced. Not very big, though. That's why I wonder, you guys wish you could play a team like Newark? They're just across town from you guys, but you've never played Newark in your high school careers.
Yeah. I know a couple of kids from Newark. It'd be nice to play them.
Lions got to play him last year, and they lost.
Yeah,
at Newark.
It's a pretty good, decent game.
Yeah, that's a good game. But I really don't like it when you got teams so talented as like Clyde and Newark so close and they don't even get to play. These guys never played Clyde and Newark once in their whole high school careers.
There's size-wise, they're
I know,
different.
but you know what? Throw those stuff out the window. Minders.
At least we got them playing Minders now,
Yeah, well, Minders is one of the smaller schools in the Finger Lakes East, but they're always playing up. Like, sure. Minders has to play Geneva every year.
And I think it helps them come sectional time.
Sure, absolutely. So I just think that either you schedule these cross games. I'd like to see Newark playing Lions, Newark playing Clyde. I love that you guys are playing Minders twice this year. I love that Lions is playing Minders, and it was great seeing you guys all play each other in the postseason last year. I just think that geography should outweigh the school size. You should play the schools that are with them, and budget-wise too. It's a little shorter bus ride. Also next week you got Geneva at the Niagara Falls tournament before they play Newark. They'll have East Aurora out of Section 6 at 7 o'clock on Friday night, I believe, and Newark's at Glen Falls tournament, which is kind of odd.
Yeah, that's a hike. Obviously, they're staying the night down there. So,
or maybe they have plans like Joemaine to book a spot in Glens Falls later this year, and they want to get comfortable with the surroundings. Friday night, you got Marcus Whitman against Naples, which after seeing Whitman score 109 and Naples start 2-0, that's all of a sudden a pretty interesting matchup. Tuesday night, Wayne at Minders. Again, we're going to be in Newark that night for Geneva Newark, but at the same time, another battle atop the East. Wayne at Minders and another chance to evaluate Minders. And also Wayne, who lost a ton of guys. They lost Bobo, they lost Lamora. Be on the back of Mike Hollenbach.
And Wayne took it to Minders last year both times. I think, right? They beat them both times. I'm pretty sure. We had them. We did the webcast at Minders, and Wayne really handled Minders. I think that was,
through the middle of the season last year, Minders wasn't playing very good.
Well, yeah, they were losing. Wayne,
4th place in the East, right?
No,
3rd or 4th in the East. They
finished behind Geneva and Wayne, I think.
And they beat Newark at home. So.
And then they killed them up in Newark.
Yeah, so. But halfway through the season, we were thinking, geez, man, this Minders team might not be as good as Minders teams in the past, but then they, in the postseason, put it together and have a great run into states.
Yeah, I mean, losing to Geneva and Wayne, those teams were good last year.
Yeah. Thursday night, South Seneca at Romulus, and a huge game for both these. They were combined last year. They had the whole merge or not merge thing going on, and now, honestly, for both these teams, it's a good chance to pick up a win. And obviously, bragging rights. This is, for both these teams, I think this is as big as a sectional final game.
Sure.
And so that's Thursday night in Romulus.
They're not going to get the chance to play in a bigger game. Most of the games are going to be outmatched, and this one's going to be I wouldn't know who to pick.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it'll be a battle.
Well, yeah, we'll see everybody on Tuesday night in Newark. Dave Barnick and Kevin Korzeniewski will have the call on that one at 7:30 on Finger Lakes 1 TV, and that about wraps it up for this edition of the Upstate Hoops podcast. Thanks to Kam and Joemaine for coming in. As I mentioned before, it's been great watching you develop your games over the past few years. We love coming to Clyde. It's always a great atmosphere, and I think we got you guys 2 more times. In the regular season, we got you at Minders, and we got, of course, Lions at Clyde. So, look forward to seeing you up close and personal in those games. And thanks again for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, for our live viewers, we'll be back online at 10 o'clock Eastern with Brad Connor for the Upstate Orange podcast, where we'll talk all about Syracuse's big win over Indiana. I'm looking forward to that. So thanks again for joining us on the Upstate Hoops podcast. For my partner Matt Verkey, our producer Jeremy Hunt, I'm Jim Sinacropi. Have a great week.